The process of renting a home here in the Las Vegas Valley is pretty easily and can be completed in one day. In my previous video, I shared some tools and tips on how to prepare to rent a home, and now I will share with you the process. Generally, again, the process starts with the preparation, so you want to go through that process of finding out any information you can about your personal situation and any other tenant applicants that will be with you. Now, when it comes to finding the home, when we have a conversation, you can share with me your criteria about how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what's your rental budget, what area of town you'd like to be in, anything that's important to you, including if you have a pet, because that is very important. When we discuss that information, I will send you a list of homes via a link and allow you the opportunity to look through that link. You can send me back your 4 to 6 homes that are your top rated homes that if you see that house in person and it looks as good as the pictures show, you're ready to submit an application for. At that point, I will reach out to the landlord or property manager so that I can find out if there's any other applications on the property and if there's any other pieces of information that I need to share with you in order to prepare you to rent the home. Now, let me just share with you a few things that are important. Once we do go out and take a look at the house and you've found one that you like, I will provide the information for your application. Some applications are done in person and some applications are done online. So different property managers have their own process and it's just their prerogative on how they process applications. Now, generally what I do ask when I call prior to our going to see the house is if they have any other applications. Although I try to prevent you getting into a war of applicants in a beauty contest of comparison, sometimes some landlords will still process multiple applications and pick the best one that they choose. That's, it's just the nature of the beast, but that's their prerogative. Now, in preparation for this, I want to share with you a couple of pieces of information that can help you. Pets. Not all homes that accept pets accept all breeds of pets. So we want to make sure that if you have what some consider a dangerous breed or any particular breed, we want to ask that property manager and we want to share that information up front. That's important because we don't want you to submit your application and pay that application fee and your pet that you have is not a pet that's acceptable for that community. It may not be the property manager's prerogative or the owner's prerogative, but the HOA or community association may have rules about which breeds of pets are allowed in that particular community. A property manager or a landlord will usually hold a home for a maximum of 2 weeks. So if your lease isn't up for 2 months or 2 weeks, we're not going to see homes because anything that we see now won't be available when you are ready to lease a home 2 months from now. Generally, the inventories all change. Some people say, well, I like to go look at homes. I've been through this enough times. I've been in the business long enough to let you know it will only frustrate you because you'll see something beautiful and then in 60 days, nothing beautiful that matches up to that one you saw 2 months ago will be available. So we want to just keep our expectations well within the parameters of what's available at that time. Not all property managers have the same criteria for tenants. So, just because one says no, another may say yes. We don't want you to get your feelings hurt. We definitely want you to prepare to be ready to execute a lease at the time you find something that works for you and your family. A couple other things I wanted to share with you are time frames and requirements. Most landlords will require that you take renter's insurance on your personal belongings, so just be prepared for that. Also, most rental costs are about 2.5 to 3 times the rent. If you have a pet, it could be a little bit more, but you just want to be prepared. If your rental budget is $2,000 a month and you're looking to move in the next couple weeks, you definitely want to have around $6,000 available to pay for deposits and so forth, cleaning fees, in order to move into a house. Again, this isn't 100% across the board, but it is pretty typical. Many landlords will ask for additional deposits as well as additional rent for pets. Now, service animals, that ruling, that's a different set of expectations and a different ruling. However, but family pets and so forth, they can ask for additional deposits and additional rent. So you want to be prepared for that as well. Each adult over the age of 18 will likely need to apply. Again, so we want to make sure that you're prepared for that expense up front. Also, generally, the landlord or property manager will want to see at least 3 times the rent in income, household income, in order to accept the application. So if your rent, again, is $2,000 a month, they want to see at least $6,000 in income. Now, again, that's not every landlord or property manager, but that's kind of typical across the board. And, again, we may find an exception. And another thing is a lot of the landlords and or property managers will require that you pay a separate amount or an additional amount to the rent for sewer and trash. So can range anywhere from $35 to $75. Just keep that in mind. But with all of the expenses and all of the restrictions on being able to rent and how much you need to pay up front, have you ever thought that you can just buy and you can make your own rules? So I'd love to talk to you more about that. If you have any questions, please connect with me via email, social media, call me, text me, however you'd like to connect with me. We look forward to taking care of you soon. Have a wonderful day.